Good morning, children. Well, I hope you all are safe and happy. Yes, I'm sure you are taking good care of yourselves. Okay, children, in today's class, we'll be continuing with the Shanai of Bismillah Khan. I hope you all are ready with your textbooks. Okay, shall we begin, children? Yeah. Okay, children, before we continue with the lesson, let's have a quick recap of what we did in our previous class. Okay, so we read that Emperor Aurangzeb banned the pungi in the royal residence or in the palace. Why? Because it had a shrill and unpleasant sound. So who decided to improve the tonal quality of the pungi? It was a barber. This barber used to go to the royal residence or the palace, and he belonged to a family of musicians. So what he did, he remade the pungi. He used another hollow reed and then he made 7 holes in that, and then when he played on it, soft and melodious sounds were produced. So this pungi was renamed as a Shehnai. Why? Because it was made by a Nai or a barber and it was played in the Shah's chambers. Okay, children. And the sound of the Shehnai was considered as very auspicious. Okay, because it was played in the royal weddings and it was a very important part of the royal weddings. They considered that if the Shehnai was played at weddings or in the temples, it would bring good fortune. So till recently, the Shehnai was played only in temples and weddings, and it was Ustad Bismillah Khan who brought it onto the classical stage. Now we read that in his childhood, Bismillah Khan used to sing the Bhojpuri Chaita at the Biharji temple. And what would he get, children, at the end of his recital? He would get a big laddu weighing 1.25 kgs. This was given by the Maharaja then. Okay, and this was 80 years back. And you know how far he's traveled now. He's come such a long way. Now he's received big awards like the Bharat Ratna and the other big awards. Now Bismillah Khan belonged to a family of musicians. His grandfather was a musician. His father, all his paternal ancestors were musicians. So his grandfather was the Shehnai Nawaz at the Bhojpur King's court. Now what is Nawaz? Nawaz is a player. So a Shehnai player at the Bhojpur King's. Well, now we'll continue from para 5. The young boy took to music early in life. At the age of 3, when his mother took him to his maternal uncle's house, maternal uncle Mama, in Banaras, which is now Varanasi. Bismillah was fascinated watching his uncles practice the Shehnai. Soon Bismillah started accompanying his uncle Ali Baks to the Vishnu temple of Benares, where Baks was employed to play the Shehnai. Now Ali Baks would play the Shehnai and Bismillah would sit captivated, attracted for hours on end. For so many hours he would sit there and watch his uncle playing. Slowly he started getting lessons in playing the instrument and would sit practicing throughout the day. For years to come, the temple of Balaji and Mangalmaya and the banks of the Ganga became the young apprentice's favorite haunts. Apprentice is who, children? Apprentice is the one who's a trainee, who's undertaking some training. And haunts, the places which we visit frequently. Okay, so which were Bismillah Khan's favorite places to visit? He would sit on the banks of the Ganga and practice. And he would practice in solitude, all by himself, alone. The flowing waters of the Ganga inspired him to improvise and invent ragas that were earlier considered to be beyond the range of the Shehnai. That's what he did. Who inspired him? The Ganga. And he improved the other, musics which were played on the Shehnai, and he invented ragas which people never thought that could be played on the Shehnai. At the age of 14, Bismillah accompanied his uncle to the Allahabad Music Conference. At the end of his recital, Ustad Fayaz Khan patted the young boy's back and said, "Work hard and you shall make it." Now, Ustad Fayaz Khan was a renowned vocalist, classical vocalist. And during his vocal recital, Bismillah Khan used to play the Shehnai. So at the end of the recital, Ustad Fayaz Khan would pat the young boy's back and said, Work hard and you shall make it. With the opening of the All India Radio in Lucknow in 1938 came Bismillah's big break. Okay, so he got his big chance. He soon became an often heard Shehnai player on the radio. So you see, radio was a very big medium in those days where people could hear you and you become famous all through the country. When India gained independence on 15th August 1947, Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to greet the nation with his Shehnai. As I told you in the introduction, children, it was Bismillah Khan who was given the privilege of playing his Shehnai before Jawaharlal Nehru gave his speech. He poured his heart out into Rag Kafi from the Red Fort to an audience which included Mahatma Gandhi and Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who later gave his famous Tryst with Destiny speech. Bismillah Khan has given many memorable performances both in India and abroad. His first trip abroad was to Afghanistan, where King Zahir Shah was so taken in by the maestro. He was very attracted, he was fascinated by the maestro's performance, that he gifted him priceless Persian carpets and other souvenirs, okay, which he could take back as remembrance. The King of Afghanistan was not the only one to be fascinated with Bismillah's music. Film director Vikram Bhatt was so impressed after hearing Bismillah play at a festival that he named a film after the instrument called Goonj Uthi Shehnai. The film was a hit and one of Bismillah Khan's compositions, Dil Ka Khilona Hai Toot Gaya, turned out to be a nationwide chartbuster. You know, children, I must have seen this movie when I was a kid, maybe 40 years back, or more than that maybe. It was a black and white movie, but I remember every bit of the movie so clearly, and the beautiful music of coming from the Shehnai. It was, I think the hero was Rajendra Kumar. You may not know, okay? But I feel like singing a line from this movie for you, okay? दिल का खिलौना हाय टूट गया, दिल का खिलौना हाय टूट गया, कोई लुटेरा के लूट गया हाय, कोई लुटेरा के लूट गया, दिल का खिलौना हाय टूट गया. Well, that was bad, I think, but the song, the original one, is very beautiful. I think, children, you should get to listen to it. Okay, right. Despite this huge success in the the world of films, Bismillah Khan's ventures in film music were limited to only two: Vijay Bhatt's Goonj Uthi Shehnai and Vikram Srinivas' Kannada venture, Sannadi Appanna. I just can't come to terms with the artificiality and the glamour of the film world, he says with emphasis. Now, what is the artificiality of the film world? Because they don't have direct performances there. They have takes and retakes, and so he felt that was very artificial. So he didn't like. Also, it was limited only to two. Awards and recognition came thick and fast. Now, what is thick and fast? Thick and fast is many awards he got and in quick succession. Bismillah Khan became the first Indian to be invited to perform at the prestigious Lincoln Center Hall in the United States of America. He also took part in the World Exposition in Montreal, in the Cannes Art Festival, and in the Osaka Trade Fair. So well known did he become internationally that an auditorium in Tehran, which is in Iran, was named after him, Tahir Mausiki Ustad Bismillah Khan. National awards like the Padma Shri, the Padma Bhushan and the Padma Vibhushan were conferred on him. He was bestowed with all these awards. In 2001, Ustad Bismillah Khan was awarded India's greatest civilian award, the Bharat Ratna, with the coveted award resting on his chest and his eyes glinting, shining with rare happiness. He said, "All I would like to say is, teach your children music. This is Hindustan's richest tradition. Even the West is now coming to learn our music. Now, in 2001, he was almost 85 years old then, and quite old. So, he was given the award then. You see how many awards he won in his lifetime. In spite of having traveled all over the world, Khan Sahib, as he is fondly called, fondly very lovingly called, is exceedingly fond of Benares and Dumrao where he was born, and they remain for him the most wonderful towns of the world. A student of his once wanted him to head a Shehnai school in the USA, and the student promised to recreate the atmosphere of Benares by replicating the temples, replicating like making a copy of the temples there. But Khan Sahib asked him if he would be able to transport river Ganga as well. Later he is remembered to have said, "That is why whenever I am in a foreign country, I keep yearning to see Hindustan. While in Mumbai, I think only of Benares and the Holy Ganga, and while in Benares, I miss the unique Matha of Dumrao, where he sang the Chaita, the place where he was born." Now, Ustad Bismillah Khan's life is a perfect example of the rich cultural heritage of India. Now, he was beyond cultural and he was beyond religious boundaries, children. One that effortlessly accepts that a devout Muslim like him can very naturally play the Shehnai every morning at the Kashi Vishwanath temple. Isn't that exemplary? So, Ustad Bismillah Khan passed away on 21st August 2006 at the age of 90 after a prolonged illness. He was given a state funeral and the government of India declared one day of national mourning. So, dear children, Ustad Bismillah Khan, though he was a devout Muslim, he played Shehnai every day at the Kashi Vishwanath temple in Benares. Thus, a great musician and a great human being, Bismillah Khan earned international repute for himself. He was a patriot in the true sense, who was beyond religious barriers and boundaries. And he made music his life. And he wanted every child in India to be taught music. So children, with this we'll come to the end of this part of the unit and we'll meet in our next class with the textual exercises. Until then, take care of yourselves, be happy and stay safe. Goodbye.